New Year Message of Babuji Maharaj. Sahaj Sandesh number 2012.1 Mangalwar 3 January 2012. A new year is beginning for the mission and for each of our participants, with the opportunity to carry on their quest for the divine by following our teachings. You can see, more particularly from the beautiful letter sent by this American brother Rob Klinger, the impact of these writings in the world. This is an example of a right understanding of the messages. Their action goes far beyond a mere reading. This feedback testifies to his broad open-mindedness, which we highly appreciate. Time will give to these writings a place which you cannot imagine. All this should reassure you forever. Was it not said one day about this that today's skeptics would become fervent tomorrow? We cannot force things, that is the way it goes. Our mission continues to grow and reach out to hearts. The divine laws operate in their own way and wonderfully in terms of their manifestations in this world. This new year will surprise you in many ways. Be at peace and centered on the essential, that which is important in life, i.e. spiritual growth is a source of true joy, an unfailing one. Blessings to all on this first day of the year. May it be very fruitful on the spiritual plane. Babuji Maharaj. With love and Master's blessings. Affectionately. Parthasarthi. Master at Chennai. After the New Year festivities, Master was planning to go to Gayatri, but as he was not feeling well he decided to rest. From January 17 to 22, Master was busy with the seminar of Russian. In his talk he said, on character. It is the single most important aspect of a spiritual life. Desires are not in the object outside but it is within. He said that desires are always latent and they will flourish at the right moment when the external object presents itself. The proper way is to clean out all these desires and temptation from within ourselves, a solution unique to Sahajmarg. Needs and wants. We should learn to conduct our lives and develop the ability to distinguish between needs and wants. All needs are basic and essential, like food, shelter and clothing, which will be provided for. But wants cannot be fulfilled. He referred to Babuji's message, live simply and in tune with nature. Master at Trichy. On the 23rd of January, Master left for Trichy by flight. On 26th, Master graciously hosted dinner for all the Abhyasas at Janaki Farm. On 27th, as he sat in the morning sunshine, he mentioned the following points. Babuji had a left eye which was always droopy. Once I requested him to undergo an eye test, for which he said that he always kept that eye on the heart and the other eye outside. Pain awakens, not pleasure. In olden days there used to be a valve radio, which required lot of tuning to listen to BBC. You should adopt such a tuning for the heart. 2 February 2012 Lalaji's birth anniversary at Trichy. On the 2nd of February Master was at Trichy. Around 2000 Abhyasas attended Pujya Lalaji's birth anniversary celebrations at Trichy Ashram. Lalaji Maharaj 1873-1931. Sri Ramchandra of Fatehgarh, affectionately known as Lalaji, was the Adi Guru, first spiritual master of Sri Ramchandra Mission, born on the 2nd of February 1873. He rediscovered the ancient art of transmission, whereby the master transmits divine energy into the heart of the aspirant in order to expedite his or her spiritual development. The art had been practiced in India thousands of years before, and through his rediscovery, Lalaji brought the highest spiritual approach within the reach of all who wished to receive it. www.sahajmarg.org. North American Seminar. Extracts of Sahaj Sandesh number 2012.5 Saturday the 10th of March 2012. over 800 Abhyasis gathered for the North American seminar with Reverend Master at the Babuji Memorial Ashram between the 20 and the 24th of February 2012. The seminar began with a talk by Master on the theme One World, One Family. He shared that the secret of life is to give and give until we can give no more, that love is the most valuable treasure that we have. The audio of Rev. Master's talk at the seminar can be accessed at the link on our website. One World, One Family. By Chetan Reddy, Ann Arbor, USA. During the North American seminar, from February 20 to 24 in Manpakkam, a meeting of young Abhyasis, ages of 18 to 30, was held for those present in the ashram. During the meeting, a discussion started on how to keep the new young Abhyasis involved and enthused about their spiritual practice. Some ideas surfaced promoting Sahaj Marg group activities such as ski trips, bus tours, camping excursions, etc. While those activities would be great opportunities to develop spiritual awareness and brotherhood, in many parts of the world they are financially unfeasible. And, fiscal limitations aside, I wonder why we need to depend on elaborate, large-scale events for our spiritual brotherhood and benefit. As Abhyasis, and more generally as spiritually aware people, we have each begun to delve into and experience the rich troves that lie within us. We have a responsibility to assist in the cultivation of spiritual awareness and knowledge in our world. This includes both Abhyasis and non-Abhyasis, which brings me back to the issue of togetherness and enthusiasm among spiritually interested people young and old alike. We don't have to depend on large gatherings and special trips for spiritual development. We can participate and create the environment for spiritual growth using simple means. This brings me to the theme of the North American seminar, One World, One Family. During holidays we often travel for days just to see our family. We stick by them through the toughest of times. We eat with each other, recreate with each other, fight with each other, laugh with each other, and most importantly support and love each other through thick and thin, as one cohesive and unified entity. So, what is the difference in Sahaj Marg, where we continuously preach brotherhood and unity, yet limit the great majority of our interactions to the trite formalities that occur after a group satsang? The mistake is made when we overlook the fact that creating community and interest in Sahaj Marg is the exact same thing as creating community and interest in any other activity, i.e., spending time together talking about the relevant subjects. When I need to go grocery shopping, I call my Abhyasi friend, Trevor, to see if he wants to come along. If I have homework that needs to be done, it is the same story. When I am hungry and am going out to eat, I pick up the phone and ask if any of my Abhyasi friends want to come along. Naturally, as we spend time together and our vibrations have time to begin to synchronize, our conversations naturally turn towards spiritual topics where we can start to engage in deep and insightful spiritual commentary that rejuvenates the interest and drive in all the parties involved. And, this extends to non-Abhyasis as well. Last weekend some of us were in the extremely loving company of one of our friends who is very involved in a form of Isha Yoga. By showing mutual interest in each other's spirituality, both parties were able to derive a new layer of spiritual benefit, introspection, and understanding. When looking to create spiritual desire and awareness, I think instead of looking outwards to the large gatherings and events, we should simply begin to look inwards, as we are already taught to do by our Master. Desist from creating the distinction between Sahaj Marg and the rest of life, and begin to be ourselves. And, if that is not good enough, we can at least begin to be human. As a brother and new friend of mine from Denmark has asked, why are we trying to put Sahaj Marg into life, when we should be putting life into Sahaj Marg? Importance of reading Whispers from the Brighter World. Extracts of Sahaj Sandesh number 2012-6 Sunday the 11th of March 2012. The Whispers from the Brighter World provides a compilation of messages intercommunicated by Rev. Babuji Maharaj, Rev. Lalaji Maharaj and other spiritually elevated souls, intuitively received and recorded by a sister devotee and relayed to Rev. Master. Rev. Master has time and again stressed on the importance of reading Whispers. An extract from his talk on the 18th of November 2009 at Bhubaneswar is reproduced here. So, to my thinking, are Babuji's messages in Whispers, they belong to the category of Shruti, because nobody went and thought about them, wrote them or typed them on a typewriter or whatever. They came, they were received and they were written. Like in Babuji's one book, he says he got it directly from above. So these are worthy of the greatest attention. Some of them may appear not to have any particular message, but don't ignore it because of that, because whatever is the message in it, you will understand after you read it many times. In his message on Rev. Lalaji Maharaj's birth anniversary at Satkhol on the 2nd of February 2009, Rev. Master mentioned the following. So I would take this opportunity of imploring you all to read these messages again and again. Read it with, an open heart so that the meaning goes direct into the heart without going through the brain. We have to bypass the brain if you are going to be a spiritual person seriously interested in your evolution. Anything that you're subject to your brain for evaluation will only doom you to further slavery. I hope you will take this last warning of mine to heart. Put away your head completely. Read with your heart. No, how can I read with my heart? Try it and you will be amazed at what the heart can find, which your brain never told you exists. Therefore let us prepare ourselves to receive the next edition titled, The Whispers from the Brighter World, a Fourth Revelation, by going through the following talks given by Rev. Master and ruminating on them. The audio of these talks as well as their transcripts can be accessed by clicking on the following links which are available on our website. Mission Ashram in United Kingdom. Extracts of Sahaj Sandesh 2012.04 Monday the 27th of February 2012. Alpviram. Information update submitted by the Secretary, SRCM UK. Sri Ram Chandra Mission is now the legal owner of its first property in UK. The property will be the site of the new London ashram after development works are completed in the property. We are hoping to use the property from spring 2012 onwards. Our master is great. Activities in the Latin American centers. Brazil. Lalaji Maharaj birthday celebration in Brazil. São Leopoldo RS Seminar Basant from 3rd to the 5th of February 2012. 21 Abhyasas gathered at the Casa Cordon. In São Leopoldo RS Brazil, to celebrate the birthday of our Adi Guru, Lalaji Maharaj. On Friday the 3rd, after all the participants had arrived and settled down, the event started with a satsang at 6:30 p.m., followed by dinner and rest. The activities started on Saturday morning, at 6 a.m., with physical exercises and then satsang at 7 a.m., followed by breakfast and studies. After lunch, on Saturday, the prefects got together to discuss issues related to their centers, in a loving atmosphere of cooperation and brotherhood. On Sunday, after the physical exercises, we had satsang at 7:30 a.m., breakfast, followed by studies, lunch and goodbyes. Immersion into Sahaj Marg. Deepening my connection with the Master. In October 2011, an event took place in India with the participation of Abhyasis from all over the world. The participant from Brazil, our brother Mario Martins da Silva, just started the second stage of the work, which is to extend to the Abhyasis of the country the training he received in India. In Brazil, the gathering took place in Nazaré Paulista, São Paulo State, Casarão Ranch, in February, during the Carnival period. The objective of the event was to deepen the connection of the Abhyasi with the Master. What is this connection? Why is it important for our spiritual evolution? How can we improve it, and what are the benefits we gain? The topics were meditation, cleaning, prayer, keeping a diary, maintaining the condition, constant remembrance, and strengthening and deepening my connection with the Master, method, obstacles and resistance. This was a new experiment, a sort of pilot project of a series of programs that Brazil will offer to Abhyasis during 2012. The objective of this first gathering was to observe how this approach to Sahaj Marg would resonate among the Abhyasis. The result was amazing, and it deeply touched the participants' souls. With this positive result, the objective now is to bring this experience to all the Abhyasis. Therefore, we are planning some workshops to be held during the next Sahaj Marg seminar, which will take place from April 27 to May 1 in Tremembe, SP. Activities in the Latin American centers. Brazil. ISTP, the experience of being with Master in India. By Jade Madeiros, Rio de Janeiro, RJ, Brazil. This experience of being in India, physically close to Master, is not simply about spending 30 days on the other side of the world. It is actually part of a much longer and more profound transformation process I was submitted to. My stay in India comprised of the periods before, during and after the ISTP. Before, when I was certainly being prepared to see Master for the first time, and to feel this overflowing and intoxicating love. During, represents the dividing waters, the Abhyas finds a new beginning, as if I have been in Sahaj Marg for a little longer than a month. After, when I begin to feel the reflections of the change. I recall a lecture by Kamlesh Patel, Chariji's successor, on the proximity with Master, where he said that the spiritual progress starts only after we have been face to face with him. I confess that on hearing this I had a little shock, since it is not easy for us, from Brazil, to be physically close to Master. Now, after being back in Rio for some days, I realize that it is not just about the experience of being physically in his presence. It is about being internally available to unite my heart to Master's. This availability has been blossoming as a result of a process of acceptance of him as my Master, and it reaches full blossom in the real Master-disciple relationship, to which I am immensely grateful to him for having accepted me first. Activities in the Latin American centers. Martinique. Prefects training in Haiti. By Marie-France Rosalie, Sheena, Martinique. I visited Haiti from February 3 to February 6, 2012 to AT. During that seminar I experienced different feelings. Tears of joy. After one of the schedule of this weekend spent with our Haitian brothers and sisters, a new Abhyasi simply and naturally approached me and told me, "I see tears of joy dropping on your face." He didn't think for one second that he should offer me some tea or somewhat trying to comfort me. He simply and naturally understood one of the precious languages of God, just like silence, tears. Our brothers and sisters in Haiti speak with the heart and systematically, simply and naturally, not using their mind, and come to him with an open heart. I have a dream. Pure hearts will see the light, and by Master's grace, I saw my Haitian brothers and sisters as pure lights. No words to explain what happened in my heart when I first came to this West Indies Pearl, a republic since January 1, 1804. I find it so great and as the majestic Sahaj Marg Caribbean region headquarter in a near future. Why not? All that glitters is not gold. The lights of our modern life and countries keep us far from the light inside, which is divine. The fact to be materially deprived and among the have-not is really a divine grace because God prevents us to fall into the different traps of the so-called modern life. I felt it in Haiti. My visit to Haiti teaches me to better consider the expectations of the heart, such as gentleness, quietness, peacefulness, tranquility and silence, all that prevents us to just be. The heart Usu Allah asks in a so sweet voice that we can hardly hear it. As I really felt at home in Haiti, and owing to the schedule needed adjustment and readjustment to keep the inner condition, observing oneself was easier. Many thanks to all those who have contributed to make this first prefect's seminar in Haiti a success. Beginning 2012 with Master. By Cécile Coffin, Fort-de-France, Martinique. For quite some time I longed to spend New Year Eve at Master's feet. This longing became a reality in December 2011. Traveling from Martinique to India via Paris is a great adventure, almost 20 hours taking 3 different planes. The connecting time in New Delhi was unexpectedly lengthy. Only when I got to Chennai I did learn that there had been a hurricane that day. Welcome to India under a rainy day. I was finally here and I was exhausted by the long tumultuous journey. I was so happy to be at Manpakkam Ashram that I quickly forgot all the discomforts of the trip. I was so surprised to see so many Abhyasas gathered for the December 31, 2011 celebration. The numerous strings of decorative Christmas lights gave the ashram a festive atmosphere, even the 2 lions at the entrance were decorated. In the cottage, I could feel the heart-to-heart communication with Master when he appeared before me. It was an intense moment. I was happy to see him fully alert in spite of news received concerning his health restricting his mobility. He was available and cheerful with all of us. I was overwhelmed by the palpable continuous flow of love emanating from him who consumes himself for us. I am grateful to all those intense moments spent at the ashram, for all that I shared with brothers and sisters from all over the world, and for the contagious joy. Venezuela, Swiss. At a rate of 3 satsangs, I felt a more in-depth work going on in me which revealed my strengths, my level of acceptance, and finally an awareness prompting me to continue my practice. The meditation hall was my heavenly place where I longed to stay and be with him during these moments. The physical proximity of Master in India is a blessing, it is indescribable, and it can only be experienced from within. The transition to 2012 was punctuated by these intense moments that fill my heart just by being at his side, him, our beloved Master. Thanks to our beloved Master, may he be blessed by his masters. Activities in the Latin American centers. Trinidad. My perspective from the beginning to the present. By Mary Nanan, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Do not be surprised, be alert, keep an open mind, someone may offer something to you for a fee, be aware, do not be eager to join something you know anything about, ask and double ask yourself if you are willing to make changes in your present life, have an open mind and hope that you are not being conned into spending money. People are conned into joining these types of groups and the next step involves surrendering yourself with your worldly possessions to that group. These were some of my thoughts and warnings that I received and played in my mind as I entered a convention center for an open house in Sahaj Marg meditation one Sunday morning in January 2009. My journey began the Friday evening before the Sunday when at the end of an aqua gym workout my friend asked me to go with her to a meditation open house which was being held over a 2-day period that weekend. This friend was having difficulties coping with family matters and after some hesitation I accepted her invitation but only for one day. I thought that I would accompany her, and my mind was made up that I would not become involved in anything that I did not know of or understand. I would be really careful about people and cults as I was also in a very vulnerable and emotional state of mind at this period of my life. I remember when I was leaving my brother's home that morning he reminded me of this and I was very confident in my reply to him that I would be careful, and that I was only accompanying a friend to this conference. Upon arriving early at the center on this clear but crisp Sunday morning we sat in my car and talked about what to expect and at what point we would leave if things got too heavy. I was adamant to my friend that I do not want to join anything or be a part of anything outside my comfort zone at this present time as I had so many things going on already in my life. Even though my friend was used to attending Raja Yoga classes and conferences, I had only one experience at such a meeting, and even though I learned something at that session, I was not prepared to make changes to my routines and especially in my practice as a Roman Catholic. I had just finished experiencing a wonderful Christmas season and I was happy where I was in the religious aspect of my life. My friend reassured me that this open house would only be an introduction to a form of Raja Yoga or meditation involving the mind. She emphasized that we would only listen and use any information that we may gather to improve ourselves with what we already know if we wanted to. After this conversation I felt reassured about myself, and so at promptly 8 a.m. we introduced ourselves to the group of people having the open house. We were then introduced to Brother Bill Waycott, Sister Judith from Haiti, Br. Morris from Jamaica, and Sister Sandra from the USA. There were about 20 other people there and almost all had attended the previous day workshop. My friend and I sat for about 1 hour in a little group with Sister Sandra, and here she explained to us about the previous day importance and the objectives for the present time. She explained that this was about a spiritual journey and that it was different from religion. I had no prior knowledge of the difference between spirituality and religion. I expressed my concerns and my feelings to Senior Sandra, and she was able to explain about the spiritual journey that Sahaj Marg takes you on, and she reassured me that my religious practices would not change, but I would need to read and understand Master's teachings. She also suggested that if we were to try the practice we would have to do it exclusively for a few months. At this point I then argumentatively expressed my feelings and that we were only there as onlookers. I however felt inclined to sit, and I listened attentively and exchanged my opinions with Sister Sandra about my intentions, concerns and what I wanted from this event. After an hour we were given the literature that was given the day before, which I was encouraged to read. We had a recap of what the system was about and what we had to do to give it a chance with Br. Bill. After about 2 hours into the session, was asked if I would like to participate and have a sitting. The entire process of 3 sittings was explained fully to me, and I was told that I had the option to give the whole thing a chance for a few months and try the meditation in the formula that was prescribed. So with an open mind and going through in my mind about my own method of clearing my thoughts and relaxing, I felt comfortable about trying this sitting. I followed Br. Bill instructions and focused on the light in my heart for about 30 minutes. After this I analyzed my feelings, and to my surprise I was very relaxed and comfortable with my surroundings and the people there. I had questions, but I did not feel threatened in any way and wanted to continue. We were then introduced to Master, and even though this Master caused a stir in my consciousness about relating to a Master, I found myself being drawn to the information about the Masters and how the system was discovered. I did not feel uncomfortable at any time up to this point, so when we were invited to lunch I accepted. At the end of lunch about 2 p.m. in the evening I was asked again if I would like to have another sitting. I felt great after the first sitting and I wanted to learn more about Sahaj Marg and this spiritual journey. I started asking many questions about the system and what I was expected to do and if I could try it. I felt completely enpressured and was very comfortable. After many conversations with the prefects on a one-on-one basis, my friend and I were asked if we were willing and able to take a third sitting later that evening. We agreed, but we parted from the group. So we took the third sitting and parted that day with the intentions that we would try this system for a few months, and if we were not comfortable with it we could stop. I went home feeling very comfortable with all the information I had received. I found myself following the instructions given and I followed up with the weekly meetings that were arranged. I remember buying one of the books called My Master, and when I started to read this book I spent about 2 weeks reading and rereading this book. I was mesmerized about the love one individual had for another. At his point I just wanted to read and participate in the information that was being told by Chariji. I also realized that I fell in love with Babuji and wanted to know about him and his writings. I was invited to meet Master in Chennai in October 2010. My objective was to meet this person whom I was reading about and whom I wanted to get to know. I had this strong feeling only to see Master, and in my mind I would know if he was genuine or not. I had many questions in my mind because as a result of my practice I was forming an attachment to someone with whom I had no real knowledge about. I realized that my mind had many questions but my heart was behaving in a different way. So to settle the matter I wanted to see him, and I told myself I would know the truth. All I can say is that during and after my visit all my doubts were settled once and for all. I know in my heart how I was greeted and welcomed, and I was humbled by the fact that total strangers went out of their way to make me comfortable. I felt a bond with a person with whom I was only reading about, and when I first met Master I felt that he was speaking directly to me in a room that was filled with people. I met with Master on many occasions during this trip, which I was told was a rare occurrence for a new Abhyasi, and I found myself wanting to be in his presence. In the beginning my mind was racing with doubts and I was looking at Master for signs of falsehood which I know would reveal itself to me, but this never happened. On this trip I had a feeling that I was being taken care of, and by the end of it I was no longer questioning myself and what people wanted from me, but what I could contribute and how. It is now going into the 4th year and I feel that I only want to learn more and be close to my Master in meditation and in his teachings. I try my best to follow Master teachings, and in my mind I analyze his methods, his advice, and I try daily to apply these teachings to my life. I have had many more challenges and difficulties since I started my journey, but I have felt Master's presence with me. I practice the teaching of Sahaj Marg that I have learned since my first involvement, and I find myself wanting to go deeper into the system. Activities in the Latin American centers. Venezuela. My name is Miria Hernandez. Alpiram. My name is Miria Hernandez, and I am an Abhyasi from Venezuela. I would like to share my beautiful and unforgettable experience of December 2011 and January 2012 in Satkhol, Chennai. After obtaining the required permissions to visit both ashrams, I left from Caracas to Delhi, via Germany, on December 11th. I arrived at the Indira Gandhi Airport, in Delhi, at 1:30 am. In spite of the late hours, there were many people and it was very cold. I took a taxi to the ashram in Delhi. After driving around for some time because the driver was lost, I suddenly saw the mission's emblem. What a joy! An Abhyasi met me and after registering he took me to a room so that I could have a rest. At 6 am the taxi, which was supposed to take me to Satkhol, arrived. First, the taxi driver took me to his home, where his family prepared breakfast for me. It took us 11 hours, driving along roads covered in fog, huge plantations, flowers, trees, very beautiful scenery. I arrived at the ashram, registered at the office, was given a mattress, a pillow, bed sheets, etc. At dinner, I met the group with whom I would share the following 6 days. That night, I slept very relaxed. I was really exhausted from the trip. In the morning I got involved with the activities, which begin with the bell striking at 5 am, tea at 5:30 am, satsang at 6:30 am, breakfast at 8:30 am, volunteer work at 10 am, study of subjects related to Sahaj Marg such as meditation, cleaning, constant remembrance. For me, communication was a bit difficult, because the male language was Hindi, very little English. However, affection can be expressed without too many words. I was following the study group, sitting with the only book I had found in Spanish, my master. After lunch, in the afternoon, I participated in different kinds of volunteer work, also helped cleaning rice and didn't have any problems with the food since Indian food is one of my favorite foods. At 9:30 pm, after the universal prayer, the lights go off. The cold is relentless. There is hot water in the showers, but if one gets up during the night to go to the bathroom, one has to warm up the bed again with the body. I am not complaining, I enjoyed every minute of it with gratitude to my beloved Master, who gives us so much. In the ashram everything is impeccable, clean, simple, first-level architecture. The nature is the most beautiful my eyes have ever seen, expressed in the form of the highest mountains in the world, the Himalayas. During the 6 days I was there, I could appreciate them in all their clarity and beauty. The snow on their peaks was the color of pearls. It was shining with the sun and peace, and tranquility could be felt. It is a relaxed environment, it is like floating in the sea, there is so much harmony. Sharing with simple Indians made me feel at home. On December 19th, I took a train to Delhi at the Satkhol station, traveling from 6 pm until 7 am. On the train, an Indian asked me where I was from and I told him I was from Venezuela. I was very surprised when he showed me a video, on his cell phone, with the Venezuelan young lady who was Miss World. It was really funny. From there, I went to the airport to take the plane to Chennai. The flight took 2.5 hours. How much joy I felt and still feel joy in my heart, in my body and in my mind, knowing that I would meet my beloved Master Chariji. This became true on December 20th, when I had the chance to enter the house of the ashram. I will write another email about the experience in Chennai. Thank you. So please, try to learn everything from our revered masters of Sahaj Marg and go towards infinity. Heartful thanks and pranams to everybody.